Welcome everybody to the fourth and final video for case number 14 CT 66525 Hillsborough County, Florida. I'm Greg Doss, and as always, I'm not an attorney. I don't practice law. If you want, I don't give legal advice. If you want legal advice, seek a licensed attorney, be legally advised. My contact information is at the bottom of the screen. Please feel free to use it if you so desire. And if you like what you see, you can always support the channel. And if nothing else, just pass it on to some of your friends who may be kind of interested in these kind of processes. Keep in mind, this is my first ever foray into criminal traffic violation self-representation. You're going to hear the conclusion and the dismissal of the action, and then we're going to go over do some housekeeping, and I'll show you a couple of files and the docket sheet so you can see that everything is what I say it is. So here we go. Let's listen to the conclusion of the case.
Okay, let's go on the record. State of Florida versus Sir Greg Doss. If you come forward. You just come on forward.
At this time, the state will request to announce no cross and put on the record that at this time Mr. Doss's license is suspended for failure to pay child support, and he is on notice that his license is currently suspended.
Okay. All right, so where we are, Mr. Doss, I know you had motions that were filed, and at this point they've announced that they're not going forward with the prosecution of this particular case. So as far as my jurisdiction of the case is now terminated, so the case is in fact over with. All right?
Oh, okay. Relative to this issue, now my family's in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I want to know, because she had contact information. I'm here. I'm not really happy about this.
Well, I don't have anything else I can tell you about because I don't have jurisdiction anymore.
I'll deal with this. And more importantly, if there's a notice that my license is supposedly suspended for not paying child support, which is not lawful, if you cannot show me the due process that would have allowed it to happen, tell me exactly who is responsible for doing such a thing so that I can deal with it directly.
Mr. Doss, here's the thing.
I understand.
No. The bottom line is the case is dismissed at this point, so there's nothing else for anybody to say. If you would like your driving record, I can give that to you.
Yes, I want to know, because whoever signed that driving record,
I'll get some. Well, hold on, it's a public record, so you're entitled to get a copy of that. So I'll give you that, and for whatever that's worth for you. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
Okay. Now that's over, and that's the conclusion of that. And me losing my mind was not necessary. Of course, that might have been a passion of the ignorance and my understanding of the law in its totality at that time. I'm always learning and striving to move forward through these processes and gaining as much understanding of legal processes as I can. Hopefully not for any more criminal proceedings, which we're going to see quite a few more coming up, but more so for just for general understanding. And I am currently involved in litigation for an auto negligence case, and we're going to go over do some housekeeping in here in just a second. I'm gonna go online and pull up some of the information that we covered in the proceeding, just to see what the docket reflects right now. Now, my underlying issue, of course, as I said earlier, was because of child support activity, and I'm going to show you a couple of things probably with the child support cases in a child support video. But I will give you some insight as to what has been done so far. And I'm going to say this: Judge Conrad was patient. He was gracious in his explanation, because you're going to find out that all judges don't do that. And he was, to say the least, honorable. Now, I'm not going to say that most judges that I've encountered are what Judge Conrad was and is. In fact, I probably lean in strongly in the other direction as to what I think of some of the judges, particularly in the 13th. Not all of them, but definitely more than my share have shown me sides of them that has been, to say the least, disappointing. That being said, let's go ahead and look at the the court records involving this case. So I'm going to go ahead and let me see. I think it might be in here. No. Well, we'll start with this order of non-incarceration. We went over it. Or he spoke about it. Now, this is not for that case. I'm still trying to find the one that he issued in the case that we're dealing with, but you can see what an order certifying no incarceration looks like. And which is, you know, that Judge Conrad had me for another case shortly thereafter. So there's the information for the letter of no incarceration. And let's see what else we have. Let's just do it this way. I'm going to extract all that. I didn't think it's going to be that damn slow. Okay, here we go. And that right there, you'll see in each of these instances, in each of these cases, when you look down here at the bottom, you'll see where it states termination of, you know, I'll do that. See, termination of child support services for case, that's first case. Let's do it that way. You can see the case numbers as I go through this real quickly. Second case, very bottom, termination of child support services, the date that the services were terminated. And again, this case, I even tried to come back, but we dealt with that, and that's wherever it is. I'm going to show you something involving all of these cases. Termination of services. This one was just dismissed, so I don't really need to show this one. This one's just dismissed in general. So, and then this one, the same thing. Just, well, actually, the file was destroyed on this one. And everybody should have something similar to that after you put in your time and your proper effort and energy into addressing your situations head on. So let's go over here. We got that done. And we're in this file. So let's just work our way through the docket. Here we go, Hillsborough County Clerk of Courts. Let me move this out of the way. See this? And I'm guessing that most of the nation should be at least on some sort of automated system. So I'm going to go through real quickly when I want to find out what's going on with any of my cases, and as you should be able to do somewhere in your county. Here we have what's called Hover. It brings you in here, and because I have an account, you see me, hit this little button, it's going to log me in. So if I want to find out anything about me, let's say for driving cases, we're going to do this. Of course, I'm here all the time, so fortunately and or unfortunately, let's go all cases. Let's just find my traffic cases, and we'll search into, let's just go criminal traffic, because there's probably plenty of tickets too, but well, let's see, just in general, it might populate to about 1 million of them. Okay, so here we go. It was probably right around, it was actually in 2014, just somewhat prior to 2014, that I began my quest for gaining a better understanding of legal process. And as you can see, I have a long, well, not so long, but a pretty long history of traffic involved incidences. But the odd part about it is they were all related to child support. So that's pretty interesting in and of itself. That being said, and I'll move this over to the side, anyone who's at a case should be able to go through and show you the same thing I'm going to show you in all of my cases. Brief overview. This is a case we just finished. We just concluded hearing the dismissal for. And so we go into this case, and the first thing we're going to look at is the events and documents. And you can always come back in through here. I've already requested these files. You can always come in yourself and look them up as well. You'll see my notice of hearing, which this one was for, let me know, probably I had a hearing on the 19th probably. Yep, see, June 19th. Oh, it's 2014. I thought it was 15. Hearing for this case here. So that was in 2014. I apologize if I said 15. It's 2014. So we come out of that one. And then let's go back into the same case, and I don't know why it necessitates this thing being such a cumbersome task. Normally, once all these are I guess, reviewed by the court, I'll be able to show them to you, but by then we've already finished this case. So my motions are in the record. It's just a matter of getting them. See, demand to suppress and all these things, they're in here. So you can see kind of how the process goes. And then even more important, you can come here. No, we just came out of here. Let's see. Oh, disposition. See, no sentence action. Nulla process means the state threw it out. It's dismissed. And there you go. So that's where we were. That's what the ending result was. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. I don't think there's very much more to talk about regarding this case. The next series of cases will become a little bit more interesting, because in most instances I actually got arrested, had to go to jail, bond out, was in many instances, well, heck, you can see that, right? Well, actually, I'm sorry, I closed it out. Charged with whatever I was charged with, and we went through the process there. Again, I might actually go through and pull up all the other ones and just show you how they all ended. Hell, we're here, let's do it now. But essentially, the process is what the process is. Let me do this with the history. Let's do here. History. Do that. And you can find any record for anybody in any county as long as you know what their real name is, and that should be pretty much it. Cases that you may have a difficult time getting more information would be probably some family law cases, because depending on the jurisdiction, they will not allow you to have access to cases involving minors. So, but you can still see if it's there. And here you go, my auto negligence case, and this would probably surprise a whole lot of you all that here we are some many years later, and look how many entries we have in this case. 168 motions, 68 entries in this docket for a case where they've already admitted negligence. And I'll show you where they admitted the negligence in this case, unrelated to my current case, but just to show you that when you travel down this road of understanding and knowledge, it becomes it's a never-ending journey, and your battle is going to always be more difficult. So that's why I say sometimes maybe getting an attorney may be the best thing for you if you don't really want to fight this long. So here we're still here doing this, and look at this notice of negligent admission. The defendant has admitted her negligence caused the accident. So why are we still here dealing with this foolishness? In Florida, we have a thing called bad faith, and if the attorneys for Miss Tucker happen to be watching this one day, maybe you might want to consider telling your client we're definitely going to be traveling down that road of bad faith. Not every state has bad faith law, particularly third-party bad faith, but Florida has a common law provision that allows you, well, currently we do have a common law provision that allows us to pursue actions for bad faith on behalf of insurance companies. And of course, you know, if you're the first party and your insurance company doesn't operate in a manner that best represents your interests, you can always bring a first party bad faith action against your insurance company. And so that one I gave you all for free. Well, the video is free. So let's go back into looking at some of these cases. So we have that one that I just showed. We just saw the conclusion of. Here's another case involving the, let's see, another criminal traffic case, disposition in this one. Once again, you can see the case was dismissed as well. That's 14-12-0788. Let's go to this one here. Some of these cases have been so long ago, I don't remember what brought everything about. Let's see what we have here. 12-007. Digitized return of property. So I don't know, maybe I got arrested for this, I can't remember, but the disposition of the case is still what it is. So let's see, must have been dismissed because I don't even remember this action. I don't even remember. Oh, did you see no plea entered? Case was dismissed. I don't even remember this damn case. I apologize for that, people. Let's see this one here, the same thing, civil traffic case. Let's see what the disposition is on this one. Oh, this is dismissed as well. I should have known that one. We'll get all this kind of sorted out. So there's another one with the dismissal. It's at 12-1180. Let's see, this one happened in 2015. What's this about? Probably gonna be the same thing, driving out a license. They mostly have a traffic case. Let's see what the disposition in this case. Driving my license suspended. Dismissed. Okay. The response is going to be the same. Whatever we just look at. That's 15 we're in, right? Let's go to this next 2015 case. Disposition would tell us what the case was. Speeding. This one's dismissed. I would definitely get. We'll definitely go over the audio. Go over this case in another video or another series of videos. This one went on for damn ever as well. Ended the same with the dismissal of the action. Some of these cases actually start off as felony cases that were reduced. So for those that are keeping score, the felony reduction is a win, and then if it goes to the county court and you win, that counts as 2 wins. So if you want to pursue an action for malicious prosecution, then the underlying prerequisites are met once you have a proceeding commence against you and it end in your favor. And see, here's another one. Dismissed. Driving while license suspended. I think this one might have been. Let's see who the judge was in this case. Yeah, Art McNeil. That's we'll listen to that one too. Let's go to 17. I don't remember this one at all either. So okay, so obviously I got arrested. There's a bond there. So let's see what this is about. Dang, another driving license suspended. And that one was dismissed as well. I believe I remember that this is the last one, which caused me to just say, you know, I'm going to concede, because the issue of the child support, as you saw, was gone. But I was telling the Department of Motor Vehicles, I'm not giving you any money for something you didn't do properly. In the cases, and situations just kept dragging on and dragging on and dragging on. I could have filed new actions, but essentially I paid to get the license, paid the reinstatement fees, what I paid for. And because in the state of Florida, each time your license is suspended, there's a fee. I think it was like $60 per. So I paid like roughly $700. They tried to take the license. Actually, they did take it again. I went to court that time. The judge said, no, give him back his license. And they said, I guess they must have said, we're not trying to deal with this guy anymore, because candidly, I'll have no problem dragging their asses every time I get a chance. After that, and we're going to actually go into some of these child support hearings and other videos where you can actually hear the audio of me engaging in a child support hearing, and I definitely am a lot less professional than I am in those cases. So let's see this 2018 case. There's actually a 2019 case as well. I wonder why that's not in here. It was definitely filed against me, so I don't know why it's not in there. But anyway, this case too, not guilty. Well, actually, no prosecuted. They dropped the case as well. So that's what a docket should look like. And at the end of the day, going back to this docket, not this one, I want to see that again. Let's look at the docket, the PDF of the docket. And what you'll see at the end is same thing I just showed you. There you go. So that's where we are. Hopefully you will find this video to your liking. Hopefully everything is well explained. Again, if you have any questions after watching the video, wish to contact me, the contact information is at the bottom. If nothing else, in support of the channel, at least give me a like, share it with some of your friends, let them know that you know somebody who has shown you some receipts of his pro se I shouldn't call them exploits, but it's more or less the journey I've had to travel to gain the understanding. I tell people sometimes I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I know how to read, and I'm willing to go in and fight. Heck, like I said before, I'll fight over a chocolate donut if I think it's worth the cause, and I can be Nelson Mandela on principle. So I'll go to jail for something that I believe in. That being said, I'm not an attorney. I do not have a license to practice law. I do not practice law. What I do is study law and tell people what I've learned and how I've gathered the information. I don't give information as advice to apply to your specific case, but it's general information regarding the law and lawful principles which do belong to the people. So use any information obtained from these videos for educational edification only. And the reason I tell you that is because I want nothing I say to be construed to be legal advice. If you feel you need legal advice, I'd highly encourage you to hire a licensed and hopefully competent attorney if you're in the state of Florida, not one of the 600 bar-associated attorneys that have been disbarred over the last 5 years. No, the 6,000 that get a case filed on them every month and be legally advised. With that being said, as always in parting, sometimes it's not about right or wrong. More importantly, it's about clarity. You never reach resolution if you're not willing to engage in honest dialogue, even if that dialogue is with yourself. Take time to hug the person you love and love the person you hug. On behalf of Gdnapsc, GD non-attorney pro se consultant, I'm Greg Dawson, DJ Squid. I'm saying peace, chicken grease. Until the next video, I'm out.